right, here we go. We're here. We got Pollo coming up. We got Dave Digital coming up. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Billy Goat Tales, Sunday Bloopers. We're going to kick it with y'all. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate each and every one of you for showing up. We really do. What a great community we have. Let's introduce the team. Redman's not with us today. He has some family business, but we have the Biomex, we have Jimmy Jim, we have Dave Digital, and we have Crypto Pollo. What's going on, Pollo? Good to see you, brother. Cluck. So while I'm doing this, somebody wants to get in chat and just say hi to everybody. If you haven't been in there, that's great. We always want to say hi to our peeps.
Candles up in the chat.
Candles up in the chat. So today we're going to get into, we have special guests. We have our own Darron Does Things, which is great. We're going to do some TA. We're going to go over some meme coins. We're going to go over the bubbles. We're going to go up coin market cap. We're going to just have fun, just like we always do on Sunday. Chill. We'll put the link in the chat too. So if you're set up and you have a camera and you have headphones and you have a mic, jump on in with us. Hopefully we get Alex O coming in. He said he'd join us. And we just love to kick it with you guys. Thanks for coming, everyone. So what's been happening in your world, Tony? Anything new? Let's go around the horn real quick before we get in the heart of it.
Yeah, so Cornucopias, their mint was delayed. They had a DDoS attack the day that they were supposed to. So I actually jumped in yesterday. They had their mint. I used my friend Ada Ace's affiliate link and jumped in and got me some NFTs. So I'll have a jetpack. I'm looking forward to later on today or tomorrow jumping into Cornucopias and flying around a little bit. So that's kind of the news for me. And then, the book has been done. The first draft of the Billy Goat Tales season 1 book has been done. And so the team has been going through and editing. You guys are doing a great job giving me some, just making sure that we dotted the I's and crossed the T's, etc. So excited for that. We also airdropped all of the speaker passes that people signed up for. So there's a new channel in the Discord for speaker pass holders. Those of you that spoke during season 1, you have access to just communicate, chat with each other. There'll be some special announcements there. And so as we talked about, Billy and team, anybody who spoke who maybe didn't give us their Cardano wallet, they can still claim it before the mint. So yeah, that's pretty much the new stuff.
Man, I'm telling you, I read a lot of business books, a lot of motivational books. And when I started reading our book, it blew me away. It just blew me away. The information that the community gave us, right? So it was 170 speakers giving us their alpha, giving us their version of success. We hit the 10 cornerstones. So on that topic, if we were talking about community, they gave us their version of community and what it means to them. If we were talking about honor, it was what that meant to them. And this is just like any great business book that I've ever read. It is fire, it is absolute fire. So we hope that if you were a speaker, or even if you were not a speaker, that you check this book out for us. It is, I think you will really, really, really enjoy it. I'm not just saying that. Again, all of our stuff's totally paid for. It's not like we need this to pay the bills or something. No, we don't. It's for the community. This book was created by the community and is for the community and is of the community. That's what this is. So, and of course it's crypto. So we had to make it a book NFT, that's just the right thing to do in the crypto space, right? What's going on with you, Jimmy? Oh, you're muted, bro. Still muted. Jimmy. We'll pass it over while you're fixing that. Dave, what's happening in your world?
Yeah, man. Was trying to take a trade on the volume profile a little bit earlier, and we went into the next volume profile. So got stopped out, but been managing risk properly, so we're all good.
Nice. We'll get into some trade stuff too. Pollo, how about you, man?
Well, I was up late yesterday, doing the editing of the book, and kind of got distracted a little bit because it takes you back, right? So it took me back, and I just felt this big, like this, so much gratefulness, because there's so many beautiful things in there, not just for crypto information, just for life at all. And I think that yeah, when this thing is done, it was written by this beautiful community. So I mean, I think everybody's just going to be as inspired as I am about it. So really excited about that. And yes, I'm in a spread of 5 trades, because I'm trying to see if this was the bottom. Um, uh, I'm seeing some bottom signals on some, so I did hit a lot of trades. I waited for Bitcoin to hit a CME gap, then that's when I started to execute.
Well, don't give us the alpha yet, because that one trade that you were talking about is going to be fire. So we'll get into that. Jimmy, you good?
I think I am.
You got it.
You tell-
We got you, Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy's good.
Yeah.
No, I'm just recovering from a giant water slide, quadruplets, my son and the next door neighbor for the last 24 hours. We had a little shindig here at the house.
Oh man, and I don't remember getting the invite for that, Jimmy. Come on, man.
Yeah, I would have loved to seen you go down the giant water slide. I would have paid money to see that.
A lot of people would have paid money to see that. Oh man, that's like Humpty Dumpty going down the water slide. So, all right, guys, we're going to get into. Let's just real quick. Let me see if I can pull up the crypto bubbles real quick, and boom. And I know I got to minimize it to make it look right for everybody. But we right here on the daily, wow, daily smacked, hourly. It was green. When we started our team meeting at 3, I was looking at it, and it was the hourly was green. Everything's red. We're not looking too good. We do for the month. Ray, that's one we probably need to talk about. Doge is up 42%. Popcat's popping at 34%. SPX at 192%. Wow. Unbelievable.
And Billy, it's not on there, but I'm in GOAT right now. So, and I just did it because it was GOAT, but it may not be on that list, but that bad boy's pumping.
Yeah. GOAT is, and we'll probably get into that. It's one of the memes that we definitely want to talk about for sure. Let's go into the coin. Whoop, that site can't be reached for some reason. Let's go into coin market cap here. I'm going to present, share screen, boom, boom. Here we go. Sorry, everybody. I'm learning all this, as you guys know. And let me minimize this so that you guys can see it. As Frankie goes, here we go. Wow, 2.3 trillion market cap, right? Wow, Bitcoin dropped a little bit on its dominance. Now down to 59.4, as we all know that it cracked 60, and fear and greed's at 55. I'd like personally to see that fear and greed come down because when that thing comes down, it is always a good time to buy Bitcoin. I did see, and I don't know if I have it for later in the show, but I did see that Solana is just killing it on volume. So that's pretty interesting. Hopefully we have time to get into that. We never know with our show. We just jump around all over the place, so we never know what we're going to get into. With that, I'm also seeing that Darron was backstage and now he's not. So you guys, Tony or Jimmy, you guys want to jump in? I'm going to see if I can get a hold of Darron here and make sure that we can get him up here so he can get ready to talk to us about what he's got going on.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and share. Most of you all know that Billy Goat Tales has a kid's book out on the market. It's called, what is it called? Come on. I can see you in the chat. It's called Bridge to Bitcoin. And you're well aware of that. I'm going to show, of course, a little bit of something that we put out early on. Look at the Nashville Airport in the bookstore. The last copy was there, and Billy saying, "Wow, they're on the bookstore shelf." I think we even had Snoop Dogg doing something like that. See, there's a post by Snoop Dogg. He says, "I double dog dare you to pick up a copy." So if you want to pick up a copy, I'm going to put a link to that in the. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here, and I'm going to put a link in that in the chat. If you want to get a copy of that Bridge to Bitcoin, then go ahead and grab it.
And I didn't even tell you guys this because it just happened yesterday, but I did talk to Books A Million, and I filled out the application to get it in their store, and they walked me through how to do it, and that was pretty cool. So that'd be really neat.
Because me and Tony almost got arrested taking those pictures.
Yeah. So we placed the book. We took some pictures. We thought we'd have fun with it. And the guy's like, "What are they doing back there?"
That was fun.
Yeah.
Jimmy has a lot of great ideas to do stuff that is on the edge, borderline maybe, or not. But it was fun. It was fun.
Billy Woot, that's awesome. Wifey, thank you. Alexandra G, thank you for being here. We got Jeffrey in here. We got Alex O, Wick's wife. We all you guys. It's awesome to see everybody in here. Alex, oh, I got to share that stream for you, don't I, Alex? Let's see if I can do that.
Look at that. There he is, Darron.
Darron, can you hear us?
I'm on.
Give up BGT.
Hello.
Welcome to Darron Does Things.
Darron, good to see you, brother.
Sure.
How's your Sunday
Yeah,
going, man?
Good to finally get on the stream of some sort.
That's right, man.
Sunday
So-
going, yeah, doing DIY. That's been the therapy for getting off the charts. So yeah, weekend.
Yeah,
is
your
just
accent doesn't come
doing
across in Discord.
Things around the house.
What are you DIYing, Darron? I'm a builder too. I'm a
Keeping
tinker too.
my son occupied.
I think we have a little bit of a delay is probably what's going on. So when Darron starts talking, we have to wait a little second because I think there's a little delay on his end.
Yeah.
So Darron, everybody, you have Fire TA. You help out all over the spaces.
Oh, we good?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you. It's just a little bit of a delay, man. Not your fault, man. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I got the wife and the rest.
I think we're rugging a little bit there.
Sounds connection related there.
Off the
Like
device.
somebody
It's
is
just
watching.
to kind of free up bandwidth.
Okay. Let's ask the chat
Can you
if they
see
can
my
hear them. We got your screen, man. Let me pull it up. Boom. We got your screen up now, brother. It's black and blank as of right now, but we got you. So, Jimmy, is that a connection issue on our end or on his end?
Give me 2 minutes. I'm going to reconnect because this is still dropping out. So yeah, sorry, buddy.
Okay. You're fine,
Yeah.
man. You're fine, bro.
Yeah, that's got to be on his end.
Probably raining in the UK, Alex says. Alex knows. Alex knows. Asher, dude, great to see you. Kenny, great to see you. We're kicking back, just talking crypto. We're talking about all kinds of things. We're going to get Darron up here to do some TA for us. We're going to have Pollo get into his TA. We're also going to have Dave do a little as well. So, Darron, are you ready to go, or do we need to drop you
What's
down and
that?
bring you back?
What am I doing? Sorry, I was messing
You're
with
gonna-
my.
You're going to do some.
earpiece
You're going to
wasn't
do
in.
some TA. You're going to
Oh,
do
yeah.
some TA.
Sure,
Pollo,
give
while
me
we're
that
waiting on
second.
waiting on Darron, why don't you talk to us about this trade that you made today? Because it was fire, dude. It was
Oh,
fire.
the goat trade.
Yeah.
I'm still in it. I got out and then hopped back in. So I was waiting for us. So the idea, I'm gonna pull up the Bitcoin chart.
Okay.
And then I'll give you what the idea was. I'm a range trader, and I believe Darren's a range trader too. So let me pop this bad boy up and take it from here.
Well, we're doing that. Kenny want to say hey. DC want to say hey. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate all you guys. I think Alex. Oh, Alex, did you want to come up as well? Do you want to wait till after Darren? I know you said you had a little bit of time, but if we need to copy the link, I'll just put it right in here right now. Boom. Anybody on Billy Goat Tales can come up. If you have a microphone and you have a camera
And aren't naked.
and are naked,
Yeah. All righty. Let me go to share screen. Sorry, I had to move my monitor around.
it's all right. We're all rookies at this, man. There's no
Yeah.
experts at
I'm
YouTube on this
definitely a
channel.
rookie. Yeah.
Hit the invite button or the present button down there and
Yeah.
bring it up, bro.
So the idea was for me, we were in this weekend trade. I knew we had a CME gap here. And then, this is the range, the previous range. This was the range that we were in. We weren't in here for a long time. So patience always pays off. So my idea was we needed to hit that CME gap, and we did tap it. So, once I saw that we deviated below and hit this range right here, I knew that we needed to, oh, hold on. Sorry, I am showing the wrong chart here. Give me a second, guys. There we go. That's the right chart. You see this?
I think so. I don't know that it changed.
Give me 1 second. I'm about to share this again, and then
It's okay, man. No big deal. We're all learning StreamYard. We're learning YouTube. We're learning how to use all these buttons. And that's why we call it Sunday Bloopers, because we
Exactly,
make
right?
some bloopers right here on Billy Goat Tales.
Yeah, how many of
Yeah.
us have watched all these YouTubers and streamers for the last several years, whether it's crypto or otherwise, and thought, man, can't they get that right? Isn't that simple? Can't they just turn up the volume? What's going on with the sharing the screen? Well, we're over the last couple of weeks, we're showing you that there's a learning curve, and so we're starting from the beginning, and that's a transparent process. So we're having fun doing it.
So this was the idea. We're, like I said, I'm a market structure range trader. So I saw that, we're in this range, and once we started to come down here and we were breaking, I was just waiting for a real break. Once I saw that break, I did take a short, got out of it early. I'll be honest with you. I didn't ride it all the way down to the CME. I actually rode it here and then got out of the trade. Waited again to shoot off along. And once we hit the CME gap, it was a scalp. I got out of it very fast because I wanted to see this swept and maybe this previous point of control tapped. But we didn't do that. So I was in and out. Once we got down here and on this wick this morning, that's when I saw a lot of alts in like bear market lows, man. I'm talking about DOT, Ondo, and then just as a joke, because I had saw GOAT, I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna fire off a long on GOAT and see how that goes. And I mean, it went fast. So I was in and out of it. I still have a position in it, and my stop loss is at 50% profit. So I took out at 150, and then I can get stopped out at 150. It's a profitable trade. But I mean, if you're looking at right now price action, right? We tap this. I would prefer a sweep down here, but we have some important EMAs that we're trying to get up to, and then you have your previous value area low here. So probably a tap, or maybe this could be it here, and then we're gonna go back and sweep this CME gap. But you got to play it level by level. So right now, I mean, I'm in the trades that I'm in now. I'm not taking anything at the moment, but that's basically, Bitcoin is daddy. So, but I was happy that we swept that. I don't know if that's enough, but so we might revisit it. But it was tapped.
Nice. So let's let's pop over to the man himself, our resident otter, Alexo Crypto. What's going on, brother?
What's going on,
Alex
guys? Man, happy
Crypto!
Alexo Crypto. What's going on, guys? How's it going? Happy
What's up,
Sunday
Alex?
to you guys. Hope you're all doing well.
We're doing great, man. We're doing great.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great, man. You guys are. I mean, a lot of lows coming in right now, and you know what's funny? I have a poly market on my other screen, and as I refresh it, we get like a fluctuation from Donald Trump and Kamala, right? And as it fluctuates, the price goes in that direction. It's actually really freaky right now. So like Trump's up like 55 to 45, but like you refresh it and Trump was down to like 52 this morning, right around 10 a.m. And that's where our bottom came in. It was actually quite funny. And we actually took this long today, but this is pretty wild price action. Like I've said to my Discord and a lot of people, I'm like, you might want to just stay out of this until Wednesday, right? It's if you're down on like the short-term time frames and you're trading any of this, like we were able to get long this morning from here, but like even though like I got out here and I went and had a nice day with my family, but like boom, they come back for you and absolutely wreck you. So like it's a volatile market right now. I see a lot of bottoming out possibly happening on a lot of tokens. So like one thing I'm looking at, just a couple of things that I've been sharing with my Discord that you guys might be interested in. So is Beam looks really nice right now. Looking for this to continue out. Gaming play. Looking at that. Sui had a nice bounce out of here as well at $1.80, which is a significant level. For me right now, we're looking as a community to build an inverse perpetual trade on Ethereum. So if you're not familiar with that, you're using ETH as collateral to make ETH, right? So you can make money as the price goes up and as you know the percentage goes up. So this is something we're definitely looking at to do. And even if you're putting like $3,000 worth of ETH and you go back up to old time, you can take like one ETH and make basically 12 with a trade like this. So this is a very quick way of making a lot of money if you know how to average in, which is what we're doing. But right now you can see a beautiful ascending triangle on Ethereum. We have a little bit now, I mean a tiny bit. You know, whenever I say dollar cost average, I always say exposure and then have a amount of percentage to getting to 100%, right? So whether it's like 30 here, then if we move up and we start to get close, then maybe you want to put in another 40 here. And if we come back down, maybe that's the rest of your allocation for getting an average price, right? You want to commit so you get the exposure, but you definitely want to be making sure that you're averaging in and protecting yourself in case you roll over and come to mitigate these lows down here where liquidity resides, right? That you can average in a little bit more here and then actually have a much better maybe average buy-in here versus having an average buy-in here where you're stuck in a lot of drawdown. And this is never something we want to be in because it's very uncomfortable. And you know, as humans, we're emotional. We want to stay away from that as much as possible as traders, right? So this is something we're looking at to building as a community right now is an inverse Ethereum trade. So we'll see. Obviously, it has a lot. Like right now, there's a lot of weight on election, right? So like I'm even considering come Tuesday. I'm considering, okay, and this may be crazy, but I'm considering, okay, opening up a long and a short. Okay, open up both, having a little bit more of a stop loss on a short. So having a tight short, really tight short, and this is obviously the short's the Kamala trade and the long's the Donald trade, right? But having a tight stop loss. So if I get knocked out of this one, yeah, I could lose whatever, let's say $500. But if this one hits, I can make, $2,000, $5,000, whatever, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking of doing. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it yet. Might reconsider my thought patterns, but you got to participate. I think it'll be a fun thing to experiment with, right? I don't mind risking 500 to make possibly 3,000, 5,000. That's pretty good odds in my opinion as a trader. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just kind of I'm letting that one fester until Monday night, and maybe I'll shoot you a message, Billy, and I'll let you all know in the Discord if we're gonna go down with something like that. But I think that would be a little bit fun, for maybe the
Yeah.
community and some content. So we'll have to wait.
And it's
see.
funny you mentioned poly markets too. You had mentioned
Mhm.
poly markets in the Kamala Trump vote or bet. Tiffany Fong said that she thinks that Kamala is voting for herself. What do you think? Do you think both sides are doing a little voting for themselves?
I don't know if this is up on the screen, but yeah, I mean, like I'm watching it, and
That's a huge gap she filled.
I just keep refreshing it, man, and like you can see, like Donald's coming down a little bit right now, and we're starting to roll over on Bitcoin. Like it's interesting, man. Like I mean, it's interesting to see how much it's swaying. Obviously, we know it has a big, long-term ripple effect on the market. So it's just it's about positioning ourselves, protecting our risk is number one, right? So for me, like even though I got in at the lows this morning, I was out. Like I have two key levels here. Like if we're just looking at my chart, but I had two key levels here prior to this. So as we rolled down in here, I saw the bull divs in here. I took the long, right, protected just below here. And as we came up to this area in here, I'm out, right? I don't want to sit through this again, right? So like my biggest suggestion to anyone who is trading is to pay yourself early, right? And really protect yourself. I think lowering that margin, lowering that leverage is going to be massive for preserving the longevity of your trading account. The number one job, I think, as a trader is to give yourself enough time to really develop those trading skills, right? And by doing that, you can last and learn, right? Last and learn is what's going to be key. So looking at this range here, we've broken back above this value area high here. We could look for that continuation out, but I'm just staying level headed. It's Sunday night. I'm gonna have a nice dinner with my family, and just want to come on here and say hello to you guys and say God bless and thank you for having me on and all that good stuff.
Oh man, we appreciate you, Alex. You're always welcome on our show. Like I told you in private chat, you don't even have to ask, dude. If I love you, man. I love you.
I love you too, bro.
I will say that we're having on coming up, not this next space, but we're having a options trader come on our X space in a couple weeks.
I'm excited, man.
That's going to be hot. That's going to be hot. I'm looking forward to learning.
Hear about options. Yeah, that's so cool. And also, Darron Does Things, man. This guy is a chart guru. He's always coming through and supporting. I would love to hear what he's got going on. I mean, Darren's incredible, man. So
yeah, man. DDT
what are you having for dinner, Alex?
We're having burgers tonight. So even in Canada, man, I will shovel a path to my barbecue in the winter. I don't care, man. I'm barbecuing. So
let me ask you, do you make the patties by hand? Did you make the patties by hand or did you get them frozen?
Yes, sir. Always.
All right.
Always,
there we go. That's
go. The way, man. That's the
Alex,
way. Egg.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna jump off, guys. Thank you so much. I'll be in the chat, and thank you so much for having me on. You guys have a great rest of your weekend.
Hey,
love you, brother.
We're all
Love
the
you guys
OG fans here, right? Otters and goats. Otters and goats.
Let's go.
Otters and goats.
All right, Darron, can you hear us? Darron, can you hear us, brother? He's not saying anything. I think
He's still telling
yes,
us he's having a little bit of a lag.
I hear you. Can you hear us?
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me? Should be all on.
Yep. Maybe you're just a little low.
I'm hearing an echo.
I also have an echo.
Yeah. Hey, man, we're across the pond, right? Doesn't Darron live across the pond?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I think you guys
Sounds like it's trying, but it's struggling.
It's struggling, Darron. It's struggling, man. We can't hear you, bro.
It's when
Might have
he's,
to hop on
to
your phone.
when he's trying to share his screen.
And sorry. On the head.
Yeah, I think during the share screen section, that's when it slows down.
I don't know. I can't hear him now. Can you guys? Anybody?
No.
Okay.
I don't hear him.
Darron, do they have you still using dial-up over there across the pond? We did. He's going to
says
reconnect. He said, Yeah.
he even has his network cable connected, so he's not going off Wi-Fi. Sorry, I'm stuttering a little bit.
"Nah, we're all
Somebody
stuttering, man."
streaming SpongeBob SquarePants, more than likely.
Let me show you guys this. Let me see if I can get this up. We're waiting on Darren.
Yeah, let's see if you can get this up.
Oh, here we go. Here we go, Dave. Let's see here. Boom. Share.
Can I share with you guys? Oh, I'll let you share that, and then maybe I'll share something on the my favorite cornucopias NFT that sold yesterday.
Yeah. See, when I minimize it like this, guys, like here, I can hit the home screen, but when it's not, I know you guys don't see it as well when I'm in full view like this, so I will try. But this is Dex Tools. A lot of you guys may know about it. You may not know about it, but Dex Tools is a great, handy website to go to see what's trending and see what's on the Dex board. And you can see that some of these coins, and keep in mind, we're not endorsing any of these coins or anything, but in crypto, if you're jumping on the fastest moving logs rolling down the river and you can jump in and then another log comes beside it that's moving faster and you jump over to that one, so you jump out, you can really do well in crypto with that little strategy. So somewhat of scalping or even swinging, but this is a great way to check out what's moving. Dex Tools. So I was looking at this today, and it is amazing. Look at the percentage. Shrub, SHRUB. Look at that percentage, man. 16,056%. Now, these are DGen plays, of course. I'm not suggesting you do your own research and do your own analysis of this. But what I'm trying to promote is this website. Also, Dex Screener is a great website to go to. And it should be in your arsenal. It should be in your tool bag. It should be one of those things that you check out and look at to see what's happening. Because if you click on it, it actually brings up a chart. And this right now is a 5-minute chart. Similar to TradingView. You can just go over here. Again, I know my screen's a little wacky because if I don't put it, see, if I keep it like that, I can't see everything. So I apologize. It's a little wacky. But this is a 5-minute chart, and it's always streaming the hot pairs right up at the top. So you can see what's really moving and what's not moving. And this one right now is on the 5-minute chart, and it's showing that it's got a green candle, and you can come over here and you can move it just like you would on your TradingView. It is basically a subset of TradingView. You go to 30-minute, you can go to 4 hours, you can do whatever you want to do, just like TradingView. So it's something to keep your eyes on. It should be in your toolbox. It should be something you check out every day. You know, I check out Crypto Bubbles. I check out CoinMarketCap. I checked out Dex Tools. I check out Dex Screener. And I always try to keep in mind jumping on the fastest moving logs to see if you can get a piece of that action. Again, all disposable income, nothing that like my long-term bags are all in high utility, solving real world problems, such as Chainlink, such as Ethereum, such as Bitcoin, of course, a few others. Polkadot, everyone knows I'm big in Polkadot. I think that community is growing, and I don't think it's shown up in the marketplace yet. Keep this in mind. There's so many layer 1s and 2s now. And I always think about the internet bubble back in the 90s, and I participated in that. So I got smoked, to be honest with you. I did very well, and then I got smoked. But there's so many layer 1s and layer 2s. How many layer 0s are there? How many layer 0s are there? Polkadot is a big layer 0. And if you go into their community and see what they're building, it's amazing. They, in essence, want to be the Web3 version of the internet. That's what they're building towards. So they're making it easier for developers to jump on and develop in multiple languages so that it's seamless for them. And I am always excited when I go in there and hear and look at the amount of devs. I keep watch on where the devs are jumping to, because they tend to jump onto the hottest projects. And when you see Polkadot always in the top 10 with the devs, that means something, guys. So it might not be right here in the marketplace at this moment, but you want to buy it at $3.90 or $4.15, or do you want to buy it at $25, right? So if you've done your own research and you believe in the community and believe in the utility, now might be a time, not financial advice. It is a time for me. So I'm just telling you what I'm doing, not telling you got to do it. So with that, let's just see if we can get.
Speaking of that, did you buy the dip yesterday? Because I did. Did you pick up any?
I didn't pick up any yesterday. I did see the price action drop down there.
I got 375 and 373. I didn't hit that 365, but I mean, it's spot buy. So that's the cheapest I've ever got it. So I was happy to pick that up for sure.
And who knows, man, any of these, I don't think Bitcoin and I don't think Ethereum, but about anything could take a big dump. And keep in mind where we're at in the whole 4-year cycle. So October to October, it's pretty amazing what can happen, right? October to October. So we're right in the heart of it. I still believe in the 4-year cycle. I do not believe the 4-year cycle is broke. I think when it does break, we'll all know that it's broke and we'll all feel that, see that. But I could be 100% incorrect. I am banking on the statistical probability curve that it is a 4-year cycle is intact, and until it breaks, that is my thesis. That is where I'm looking to DCAN even now. Bitcoin, and we'll get Darren or one of you guys to even do a little more analysis than what Alex did there. Who knows, right? I'm looking at 66 being a strong support. If we break down through there, anything could happen, but I will be buying. If we break down through there, I absolutely will be buying more Bitcoin, even at 65, 64, 58. And when I say that, well, what am I talking about? Dollars and cents, $1,000 here, $1,000 there. I'm not talking about a whole Bitcoin. It could be $5,000. I'm just trying to pick up a little bit of Bitcoin at these dips, because I do believe Bitcoin's going to go to 88, 98, 110,000 this cycle. Am I right or wrong? Time will tell, right? All I say is, I got Solana at $12.05, which was a great buy. I got ADA at 24 cents, which I figure was a great buy. On the flip side, back in 2021, I bought DOT. I bought DOT at $50, because and rode that baby all the way down like everybody else. But I DCA'd all the way down, got my buy just a little under $5 as my average now. And it's one of my biggest bags. So yeah, we'll try to hit that. Can we get Darren up here? Let's see.
So he says he thinks he's good. He may not have his camera live with us, but he's got his charts there. So, he might not show his camera. Yeah, I think we can hear you a little better now.
Is that, sorry, I'll try to troubleshoot nature of these internet things. Okay, so quick little bit of TA. Obviously, for those that don't know me, I am a kind of understudy / coach in Frankie Candle's Discord, premium Discord, but obviously through Billy Goatels and a few other Discords, people should know me. Obviously, you can't put a face, but early on you could put a face to a name. But okay. So Bitcoin, basically, we're obviously still in the macro range that we've been in since the end of February. This is the macro volume profile. For those that don't know how I trade volume profiles, divergences, and then use some order flow and obviously Fibonacci retracements for the way we trade. And also basically that stems from Frankie and the way that he teaches. And basically the way that he trades. So there's kind of one in the same. Obviously, I will add a little bit extra in, but obviously I trade pretty much the same way as Frankie, kind of with volume profiles. I know a few others do as well. So this is the macro volume profile. Basically, what's happened this week is we've deviated above the macro volume profile. Obviously, now have come back. This candle here on Friday, obviously, we have wicked down quite aggressively and sold out and come back within the macro value area high. And obviously, now we're coming down. We have obviously 67K as our POC or point of control of this macro volume profile. So that's kind of where our next step should be. Also as well, sorry, I do use Market Cipher, but just for kind of showing it as like this, it's just easier when I'm showing the profiles with kind of my resolutions and stuff, just to do it like this. But I'll show Market Cipher as well in a bit. So we have, at the moment, we have the macro volume profile. We're now currently below the value area high. So next move should be to 67K if the laws of the volume profiles are going to carry on working out. But I do have a few other levels, kind of a lot of different volume profiles. I have a volume profile ranging from the 19th of May to the 16th of June. Same thing, see, 67K. I have a high, obviously this has got a lower profile, but still 67K. This one is pulled from when we actually got into this top range of about the 28th of Feb to the 8th of April. And then I don't know if this was the other one, and that's the lower one. There's one other one. Yeah, I think that, yeah. So basically, for all intents and purposes, 67K, 66 to 67K thereabouts is the key levels to watch on Bitcoin. Obviously, as well, I use a few different things. Let me just hide some stuff here to make it look a bit neater. So even with the volume profiles, so currently I was looking at that one locally. We are, yeah, just basically waiting for 67K at this point. Money flow wise and dot wise on Market Cipher, we're looking for a 4-day, probably within the next 1 or 2 candles. The money flow generally on the 4-day, I think, has been given for us the trend with it's trending down basically, and this is kind of everything else. Obviously, the higher time frame you use on Market Cipher, the less noise. Obviously, the oscillations oscillate quicker and things move quicker on the lower time frames. So with the 4-day in particular, it's clearly showing that money flows in a downtrend. We have 2-day and 3-day basically come back into the green, but also printing red dots. So usually what we would do with our one, there is a strategy called 1/16. So obviously use a 16th of your environment, what CryptoFace would call an environment profile or environment time frame. And so the 2-day, 3-day basically lines up on the 1/16th with the 4-hour. Basically what the 4 hours done now is the 4 hours closed in the red or come into the red on money flow. So obviously we can still get a little bit of up to kind of put in a lower high. I am more at the moment biased to say that obviously the election could mess things up, right? We could go up, we could go down, we don't know what's going. Obviously it's going to be a lot of volatility. At this point, although I don't like to take a side, I would kind of, just the way that price action is showing, obviously we had a very heavy rejection above 63K, above 73,000, sorry. And then obviously it's just sold off again. And also as well, it's a clear, for me, it's like a clear market maker move. They push the price up, getting everyone into like euphoric, saying, oh, we're going to go all-time high, we're going to 100K. And you just look at the Twitter, you look on crypto Twitter, X, you look on YouTube, everyone's like super bullish. And it's good as well, kind of from a TA perspective, to kind of always have a contrarian type of view. So when everyone is overly bullish, you should be kind of stepping back and saying, maybe I should be looking for shorts. And I think this is kind of the one thing that I've learned over time, basically through Frankie as well. Frankie is probably one of the most level-headed traders that I've kind of ever met or ever learned from, or been taught from specifically. And that kind of has helped me to also kind of implement that in my style. And also as well, with being in the kitchen within the premium and stuff, everyone knows I'm kind of like emotionally dead when it comes to price action. I don't care what price does, I'll find a way to trade it either way. And that's kind of where we need to be. So yeah, that's just basically the macro overview. I think a few people have said it, and it's probably kind of the consensus at the moment with what's happening with price action. Basically, what I'm looking for, obviously there's a 4 hour. So I'm thinking, because everything is quite sold off, if we're looking lower time frames, the money flow in the lower time frame sub 1 hour though isn't kind of giving me that much of a kind of bias to say that we will come up all that much. But for me, you can only go down for so long, right? So kind of also as well, you've got kind of can't just be max shorting right now. You're almost at a key level of support at 67k, and kind of you almost just front run it. So in my view, where you'll have a front run, generally price will now be magnetized to those levels. So yeah, for the time being, I'm probably looking anywhere from either this local POC at 69.4, which we've just kind of front run as well, because we hit the daily open now, kind of just before the stream, or yeah, and then come down a bit. Futures open, for those that don't know, kind of currency and indices opens at 5 p.m. EST, so that's just opened a short while ago. I'm surprised no volume has come in as yet. It's which one is it? So I do use vector candles as well, but with this indicator below market cipher B, you can see there's.
Hold on, Darren. You got to say that like Tino does. The vector candles.
Vector candles. I don't have a British accent. Sorry. But yeah, vector candles basically just show liquidity and kind of what the market maker and retail are doing. For those that don't know, obviously Tino is obviously the kind of not one of the originators of it, but kind of one of the key proponents of using them and kind of on YouTube, or kind of the crypto channels on YouTube. So basically all that's happened here, as you can see, it's pushed up. I don't have I can't switch between, but liquidations, there was liquidations just above here anyway, so probably now this run up was just here to grab some liquidations. So basically there is, and just above here as well, kind of above 69.4, there is quite a bit of liquidations. So yeah, I'm hoping for the time being, obviously I am in a short at the moment, and obviously in the long from way lower, kind of nicely protected on that, and then obviously a short recently from kind of towards end of day on Friday with sorry, let's just switch this off. But yeah, so yeah, basically with price action now at the moment, basically with the way that the lower time frames are looking and kind of how oversold it is kind of on the lower time frames still, even though like the 15 minutes come up, 5 minutes is kind of rounding off and down. 5 minute could give us a little bit of a bounce at some point. And then also as well, for those that don't know, obviously the psychological high and the psychological low are based on Tino's Traders Reality, or TR main indicator. Basically, that is the first 8 hours high and low price action from Saturday, 5 p.m. EST. So this is always a good basis for kind of what I use as a kind of scalping range or bias for the week. At the moment now, we're just ranging in there, in this range. So I will kind of look for trades when this range breaks. Generally, obviously, I'm in a long and a short, so I'm not going to kind of get in any other positions just yet. But I'm expecting, based on the way it ranged out quite a bit and it's spaced out quite a bit over the last few hours here around the psychological low, I'm probably expecting a breakup. It's just, yeah, it's the thing that I'm finding as well. Obviously, when price moves, it moves, and when it doesn't, it doesn't. It's like there's no in between. You can catch scalp trades, but obviously with that you have to use the velocity of the price action to go to do that. Like at this point now, for me, it's a no trade because it's kind of nowhere near where I would want to be, kind of either scalp short and a scalp longing. And I was just, this is the kind of local range I was looking for at the moment, kind of to trade. But obviously I'll probably only trade now closer to New York Open tomorrow, which I think is also going to be a doozy. So you just got to kind of hang there. generally 67, well, this is at 66,700, but anything from 66 to 67 is probably kind of the where the coin lands now, and that's kind of where its decision points. One thing I do add onto my strategies is I do have them. So for those that don't know what anchored VWAPs are, so obviously it's volume weighted average price. So from a certain point, so it pulls a dynamic support and resistance. So Flopping Groper, who is CryptoFace's half brother or brother-in-law, or stepbrother, he uses this quite religiously with his strategy. And I found the anchored, obviously volume profiles are volume based, but this is also volume based, so it kind of matches the strategy a bit. So what you do is you basically will just pull them from a time or a point, and then you can just see how they obviously move. It's like an EMA. You can any dynamic or support or resistance. So, and then also what I'll generally try to do is try to pull them off pivot points. So you see the H and the L's all on my chart. That's just based on an indicator that will tell you where's a high and a low based on the previous five candles either side. That kind of so then obviously I'll just use the anchored volume weighted average price, which are in your drawing tools, so just above your fixed range volume profile, as kind of dynamic support and resistance. So I don't usually use EMAs. Obviously sometimes I refer to them obviously on higher time frames, so like daily and weekly, like 250 EMA, 55, 21, the 100. But generally kind of my scalping and my kind of range-based trading, I generally don't even use EMAs. So
man.
is my go through for now.
So this is great, fire TA, man. Let's this is Billy Goat Tails, man. So we gotta let our audience know who is Darron. So let's introduce you, man. Like some people know you, of course, some in the community, but there's some people probably wondering, well, who is this guy? So tell us a little bit about yourself. Like what do you do during the day? Are you a full-time trader? What's your career path right now, man?
So currently I am a business intelligence analyst. I kind of work with data, so I'm coding at the moment. I've been doing that for a while. So basically, for those that don't know, that's using cloud data. So the company I work for has project data and sales data, and that is all in a AWS, Amazon Web Server, and basically we build Power BI reports specifically for directors, key stakeholders, and those type of things in our business. So that's kind of the day job or the fiat mind.
Well, how long you been trading? When did you jump? What year did you jump into trading crypto?
Crypto was just post 2020, give or take. Obviously bored because we were locked down. But prior to that, I have experience in trading forex. I was a currency trader, but made the natural progression to trade something a bit more volatile that kind of you can trade all the time rather than sticking between a Monday to Friday, kind of the currency and the futures markets. So
is trading all you do in the crypto, or do you do any hodls? Do you do any NFTs?
I've got hodl bags, kind of some else that literally are the ones that are in inverted commas dead, which isn't good, but for the most part now it's kind of looking for the first movers is kind of the strategy I'm looking for now. Obviously the meme coins have run, and that's kind of been, and AI has been another narrative that's kind of where all the liquidity is gone. So now you kind of have to be quick on that to actually it's not that the old coins that aren't moving aren't going to move. I think that there needs to be a step change, I think, now in how you trade and how you kind of see the markets to kind of adapt. So you can see money or whatever liquidity is definitely not going into L1s. So or not in as a rate of knots as what is going into like the Solana memes or Sui meme coins, or even I think Aptos as well is another network now that's got memes going on as well. But like, I think that's the step change. Like last cycle, I would have just been out. I'll buy DOT, I'll buy Chainlink, I'll buy Cardano, you know, those type of things, like buy the big layer ones. But there's very little liquidity moving to them now. So you kind of have to have that step change and go, okay, take a step back. What has got the money going to it? And kind of play those narratives until those narratives move out and money moves to. There's a saying, obviously maybe people don't kind of like that channel that much, but Ran, you know, from Crypto Bands always says where the bees go. You kind of always got to be where the bees go. And that's kind of something that from fundamentals type of kind of looking at coins and where you actually want to kind of put your liquidity or put your investment at this point in time in the market.
So when you started trading crypto, what were the channels that you jumped into to learn a little bit more about the crypto space?
So I got in a friend of mine, and we were in another channel. There was a channel, obviously with the UK regulations, they kind of just took a back seat. But there was two guys who started a channel called Crypto Busy. They are still on X, so they kind of got me in. And then obviously as as I kind of learned from them, but it's the basic kind of support resistance, kind of the entry level kind of learning how to trade, support resistance levels, trend lines, patterns, you know, the general kind of things that traders will learn kind of when they're starting out. So yeah, Crypto Busy was one, and then obviously Crypto Banter as well, but that also they trade the same way. And then kind of, I think they were like the main ones for a while. And actually, talking about that, that's where kind of through the Crypto Banter Discord is where I actually met Dave, and kind of Dave put me onto Frankie. So kind of, I've got to kind of publicly shout out Dave because he was pretty much the one that started kind of this for me, where meeting Frankie and kind of getting into learning this method. Like, so yeah, give us going. Dave's always kind of been behind me and supporting me kind of in the things that I do, and that's just kind of his nature. But yeah, so shout out to Dave Digital.
Man,
so yeah.
shout back out to you too. I appreciate that. And it's been a long way coming, and to see the growth, man, it's phenomenal. It's real. That's what I always tell people. A lot of people ask recently, you know, what's the greatest thing about crypto? And it's really the people, you know, that you get to meet along the way, and the growth that you get to see, and the progress that people make, and the fun that we get to have too. I mean, it's all of those things, and you're really a shining star. Tell us a little bit how that happened. Once you got into Frankie, what sparked you? What grew your love? What sparked your love for him? And what made you dig in like you did and become such an ultimate integral part of his premium?
For me, it was, I think like most traders, we have like OCD and ADHD type tendency. Okay, maybe I'm talking generally just for myself, but I saw something in his strategy that was like, it barely misses. Like, and obviously it's a meme, right? Frankie calls tops and bottoms, although he's not that type of person to say, oh, look at me. But generally that's just like, everyone's got the joke of, it's the crystal ball, Frankie's crystal ball. And yeah, just the strategy is so good, kind of how to find kind of the tops and the bottoms, the local supports, the local resistances. But in general, it's just trading kind of, obviously I was pretty much trading, I was just using Fibonacci's and trend lines, which you can trade. You know, it's a good basic strategy, and even EMAs. But I kind of was at a stage where I wasn't progressing, kind of number one. So I obviously needed to find something where a strategy that I know kind of was a little bit more advanced. Also as well, apart from kind of learning from Frankie and kind of being kind of within the premium, obviously I was subscribed. But it's just the whole helping everyone. Givers gain. It's that type. I'm that type of person. I think if that's kind of where we're getting to with this, is I just wanted to help people, like, and kind of obviously I've been around quite a bit longer than what the others had. Obviously this is my second cycle, so lots of people in the premium, or maybe it's like the first cycle or whatever it is. So with that being said, that's like kind of where I was at. Kind of, I was just trying to help, and then like from November last year, Tony and Frankie kind of approached me, and obviously we got talking about kind of what we wanted to do, how I would work, the kind of things I would do, kind of just kind of all the small details basically of what they wanted, and kind of how I could have my own kind of little setup within the premium.
So do you have a YouTube channel yet yourself?
That's the thing as well. Like, I don't think I'm the type of person to actually want to kind of have my own thing. Like at this point in time, like I'm happy just to help out and kind of be a person in the background. I think that's probably just life. I am quite busy. Obviously, I kind of work first, then trade, but plus also I do have quite a flexible job. So I can kind of be in between things in the Discord and kind of in between work and meetings and stuff like that. So it helps. So just based on availability, it's very good kind of the setup that I have now. Kind of I can do my trading stuff and I can do my work stuff kind of concurrently. But kind of it's just time. If I had the time to do everything myself, I probably would. But kind of just the setup at the moment is good because it actually balances everything out.
Yeah, man, you're fire. You do a great job explaining things, and I see you in the Discord all the time helping people out and explaining some things to them. And so, yeah, you are absolute fire. Let's while I got you, can you take a look at Sol, SOL, Sol? And if you guys want Darren to look at a coin, throw it in the chat, and we'll see if he has time to look at it. We typically
actually I want to update it, but
yeah,
it's just hard to look at it.
Do you need to drop down and come back first as far as your screen share?
No, I can just keep it on then, just delete the joins.
Okay.
I can just carry on. I can do fresh. So Solana at the moment. So you guys get to see me try and not make an honor of myself.
You're fine, man. It's fire.
So basically, yeah, one day, just quickly shoot up to the 1 week. So obviously, we always go back. And this might not actually have all that. But as you can see, I'm pulling the volume range, the profile kind of in the consolidations. That's just that. So at this point, Solana, it's just messing around with kind of range. It's also one of the coins as well that is really good to trade, because of the liquidity, number one, and obviously it pretty much moves with Bitcoin. Although at times it does the opposite of Bitcoin because the amounts of liquidity that's actually in Solana at the moment. I wonder now, so I might have to just do some tomfoolery and trickery around here. So this is just another indicator called the this PVP here, basically periodic volume profile, just shows naked points of control. So within local ranges, it's going to show, this is today's, no local liquidity. I'm just looking for that. One thing I did learn to trade with, that you'll probably see live here now, is a good thing to learn, kind of, you get like basic range trading strategy. So your weekly high, weekly low, previous weekly high, previous weekly low, daily high, daily low, previous daily high, previous daily low. So those are kind of your more traditional range-based traders. They trade on the pivots, or probably even monthly. You can say monthly high, monthly low, previous monthly high, previous monthly low. At this point now on the week, you can see they're pink, but anyway. So basically, Solana for now is, this is still traditionally in a range trade. It's called an inside because obviously it's still within those two parameters. This is on the weekly, so it's still within the previous weekly high, previous weekly low. It's obviously just deviated, or just about within the value area high of the macro range. Yeah. And this
Yeah,
is another
so
thing. This is
we're
another thing
above
with
the-
Solana as well. It's just, it's basically just retraced and just hit a local golden pocket. So 618.65. Money flow wise, it's the same as Bitcoin pretty much to me. It's not really.
looks like money flow is going up there.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? So, like I was saying with the liquidity and obviously the money. So, daily money flow is coming up. It's just this is a bit of a concern here with this VWAP on market cipher B. So, obviously, that can either, if that comes up, then obviously you're going to come back up there. So, for those that don't know, with market cipher B, the crossing of the wave trends give the dots. So when they cross over each other, but also as well, what gives the dots kind of more power, gives more power behind the dots, as well as the money flow, but also as well the VWAP. So if this now has to cross here, give you obviously it's in red, sorry, but if there's a green dot and you have your VWAP coming up, then that's basically a low or high, or high or low, sorry, getting my terminology mixed up, and then obviously it will go up. So you have to use kind of an order, Trader Geo, and a few other traders call it the order of operations. So wave trends move quickest, or VWAP and wave trends basically move about the same, but I would say wave trend moves quickest, then VWAP, and then obviously the money flow. So in that order, if they all are oscillating and kind of proceeding to come up in the same direction, then that's obviously a good sign. I think a lot of people were calling for about 150 or 151, so somewhere here, as a key level of support on Solana from when I last saw it. For now, money flow, not really too much. It's just rate. It actually holds the levels a lot better than Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin, like it just sneezes and it drops.
Yeah.
At this point, it's looking for higher time frame rate dots, similar to Bitcoin, but it's kind of lagging Bitcoin a bit.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but we had a request in chat for Aptos.
I can get back into Aptos as well. But from what I'm,
it's funny that you show us this range on Sol, because one of our guys, Mauricio, is that his name? Patricio? No, what's his name, Billy? They told us about the bot Patricio. Yeah, man, he told us about a bot that he uses to range trade this, that he's taken 500 to over $15,000.
And this is kind of what a lot of traders, I think, are kind of, it's one of our major pitfalls. We try and overcomplicate things. If something is range trading, trade the range. Don't overcomplicate it. But also as well, with the way the volume profiles work, and something that Franklin explains, a deviation, you look for your deviations, and this is clear. Even though I've just looked at it now, this is a 4 hour. There's a 4 hour bear div here. My line might snap wrong, but you had a 4 hour bear div, basically two drive of bear divs on the 4 hour on Solana, above the macro value area high. Like those are like the gem trades, right? Those are the bread and butter basically for Frankie's strategy and our strategy that we use. Conversely, you can do that below the value area low of the macro range. Obviously, bull divs with money flow coming up. This was bear divs with money flow coming down. So, so range trading is probably one of the best ways to make money, and also as well, kind of usually kind of inverted commas be on the right side of the trade if you're above. But one thing to note as well, for those that use market cipher B, your money flow is always kind of indicative of what's going to happen when you're above or below a range, or breaking a level, or breaking the value area high. So like here is a good example where you had money flow coming up and you're about to hit the value area high. Your money flow is still coming up. You expect it to break, and obviously it came down a little bit, but then obviously came back up, and you're still above the value area high. You'd expect it to go up. So it's kind of one of the things you learn with market cipher and kind of any oscillator for that, or any indicator or indicator suite for that matter. It's all just using it, number one, and back testing it. So for me, it kind of, I've not been using it for that long, basically. I've only been using market cipher for 18 months, but I generally tend to think that I do have a little bit of a kind of a better understanding, or good understanding. I wouldn't say I'm not the best at it. I know for a fact I'm not, but kind of the way that we trade and the way that kind of the system works is that money flow is kind of the key kind of to kind of your directional bias, and also as well if you're going to break levels and yields up or not. So yeah, this is Solana. I'm probably for Solana, I was thinking, yeah, there's 150. There's a key. Yeah, just another method, but basically there's range-based demand here, kind of in this level that's not really been mitigated. So this is basically like order blocks. This would be order blocks, and just kind of, you could see this is basically the last area, the last consolidation of the 4 hour that it moved out from. Generally priced with one, and obviously this is totally different to kind of the usual things, but it's something that you will kind of, that I'll obviously look out for as well. Because obviously with currency, you trade breakout and you trade order blocks and supply and demand. So it's kind of something I kind of have in the back of my mind sometimes as well. And yes, sorry, sometimes it may confuse a hell of a lot of people. I know some of the kind of the kitchen members of the premium, they're like, how do you know so much, and why do you use so much, and how does your brain function? But yeah, so Solana is probably coming into this zone. So if I just extrapolate it sideways, that'll be the kind of the bounce zone for Solana if it's coming in. It looks as if it wants to put in a bull diff here, but it needs to make a lower low.
And that's right there at the POC, right? That's where you're
no, this line here is just
what's that
daily,
line? Okay.
It's an order block.
It's like a daily level.
Okay, so you don't have the VAL, the value area high, value area low, and POC marked out on that one?
No, but the value area, it's 140, so 143.
Okay, 143.
Yeah, but it's not just some specifically with Sol, it's not going to jump out the window. It's not one of those coins, right? When it goes down, it's going to take the steps or take the escalator and go really slowly. But yeah, generally your next stop for Sol is in this zone. It probably lines up with I think I did match it up. Lines up with the 618, 786 kind of lining. So yeah, money flow is suggesting that a little bit lower, and then it should put in a higher low. But yeah, that's Sol. Oh, sorry, I didn't really come prepared on this one. I was more just
we're throwing you on the spot, man. You're doing great. You're doing great. Yeah, but you could jump to Aptos, and then we'll wrap the TA section up. We'll move on. But yeah, man, I appreciate it.
Yeah, Darren, this is some alpha. I appreciate it too. This is good stuff.
And that's the thing as well. For people, if I'm in any of their discords or kind of the same services, you don't. I don't mind being tagged. Obviously, I do get some remuneration from Ranky and Tony, but kind of I can still help. You know, I'm not kind of just gonna totally just kind of block myself off from other contact or kind of from other people that require help. And that's kind of, I think that's.
Hey, look, I was born in the Cano Mafia, man. So I don't feel bad. They know me. I know them. We're personal friends, and I love them, and they know I'll do anything for them, and you will too. So we're all in this together, man. Same with Alex O. A lot of these guys, we're all in this together, man. It's one big community. We're just all in this together. So yeah, don't worry about it.
So obviously it's the same thing. I'm just me, and I'll help where I can. So yeah, I did have that range up here.
What do you think about Banter and where they're going now? I mean, half of me, let me just start it off with saying half of me is really proud of those guys and the way that they work so hard and that they do so many things and they employ so many people and make so many lives better, at least on that end. But then the other half of me says, man, it sure is getting kind of promotey or newbie-ish, or I don't know how to say it. It's a little bit much now, it seems like.
I've got two good friends in South Africa and Cape Town that actually work for them. But kudos, the thing that they're really good at is teaching.
Yeah.
And obviously bringing people, they have these schools and they bring people through the space kind of to learn how to trade, and that's very admirable. And obviously with their schools and stuff, it's not that it's you pay for it, but obviously you have to use their affiliate links and those type of things. But every YouTuber or every channel is going to have affiliate links. You know, it just comes part and parcel with the territory of being a YouTuber. You know, you have to have some form of affiliation. It's just one of those.
And it's genius the way that they decided to use the school to push the affiliate link, to get people to trade more, to get people into the live. I'm sure that's not their main goal, but the way that it works is pretty genius.
They are very shrewd businessmen as well. Like Ran is very shrewd and very good, and that's the thing. And the team around him is very good. Personally, I've got no gripes with them. That's their thing. Kind of they've worked out what works for them. They've got their whole business plan. They've got the schools. They've got the different paid groups and those type of things. And yeah, they are doing good. But also, what comes with the territory, every kind of influencer, all these type of things, you're always going to have someone calling them out. But one thing I would say that from a while back, if you guys know Zach XBT, I know he was on to Ran about something, about a pump and dump or something, or kind of selling coins on the community. And Ran put his hands up, and kind of they are now kind of fully accountable, kind of in that area to Zach XBT. So I think as well that's admirable in the space. Like you're either an influencer and or whatever. There's lots of bad things or bad views that come with it, but
let me jump in real quick. Jimmy said he had to go in the back channels. Jimmy, we love you, brother. Say goodbye to everybody. Say your piece if you need to, man. We appreciate you, man.
Thank Darren for joining us. That's all.
Appreciate it.
Man. So Aptos now at this point, it's daily money flow is coming out. It's about to cross red, which is not good. The view up is very overextended down. We had a daily. So yeah, we've got these two ranges. This is probably where I would look at it. Key support now. Probably. Took my magnet off. Key support would probably be that 765 support resistance flip. Daily money flow. Eesh. Yeah, this thing got sold off big time. The one thing I do notice as well, when money flow goes heavily down, is you would expect that's a spot selling off. So if I was looking at this now, I would probably it's below this value area here. So this is a local value area low at 854. There's a local consolidation which is probably banged. It's probably bounced off the POC on this range. I would presume it's bouncing around that local range there now, but it's kind of between value areas.
So is that bottom line your value area low there? Is that what you got pegged out?
That green line is probably the 4 hour. I'd say it's key support. 765 would be the most key support. So it's where it broke out from. So from its previous market structure, it was just ranging sideways. That was its previous high.
Mm-hmm.
When it broke out from there, it flipped that was resistance to support.
Mm-hmm.
Basically came up and obviously ranged up, went down, tested it, and then went back up.
It looks like it's coming back down to that again, huh?
So that's basically, I think, it's playing in this area here. So this is probably the too fast on the buttons. So this local value area here is probably where it can find support there. It's in that area there.
And what's the price? What's the price at that point?
765 would be and that's probably the key level to hold now. If it doesn't hold key 65, it's back down to the in the sixes in this this local profile, this huge accumulation before it broke out before. So, but I think it'll be coming down to 786 just on first look. If this thing snaps to the, why is it not snapping to the? No, it's sitting at 88, which is up. If you pulled that. So at this point, I would think that it's, yeah. So low to high, basically, it's one of its, well, the impulse. It's not quite the lowest swing low, but with the Fibonacci levels, you kind of have to just move them around. But from what I can see, just based on this last impulse up, the low to the high, that's 765, 7. So there's actually a zone here between 750 and 770, basically, where it's probably the key area of support. I don't think there's anything below it. So yeah, Aptos, not really too much I can do on it.
Yeah, well, DC, hopefully that helped DC out. He asked for Aptos, so
yeah,
we appreciate you just like out of the pocket, just doing that on the fly for us, man. I know a lot of people like to have their charts set up. They're coming on a show. They like to have everything in place, but hey, man, this is live. This is great. This is like let's start from scratch and see how to do it, man. It's awesome.
And that's the thing. I'm mainly looking at Bitcoin and ETH, and then basically trading Bitcoin most days, or most trades is basically just Bitcoin, because everything else just follows it. And obviously it's the easiest one to kind of, once you've got that nailed down, then obviously you can just go to the other charts. Everything else will follow it, hopefully.
Absolutely. Well, Darron, listen, man, we appreciate you just coming on, whatever we can do to support you and help you. And man, we got some big plans for the future, and then we look out to the future, like 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And man, I can see you being part of our family here. So we want to say thanks for taking the time to jump on with us. Dave, you got anything? It sounds like you guys are real good buddies, you and Darron.
Yeah, man, we go way back, and so it's cool to see everything come full circle. I'm excited to see where things go in the future. I'm excited to be a part of Frankie's Premium now, and to see what you get to teach, and to lean on you myself, because there's questions that I have, and you're right there and you answer them quickly. So anybody wants to get in touch and have some of the guidance that Darron offers, join into Frankie's Premium. That's the easiest way. But any of the Discords, and Alex's free Discord and Frankie's free Discord, he's in there. So if you guys want to talk to him, he's always been open. He's always been available to help you with whatever it is that he knows and that you have questions with or about. So he's a valuable resource for anybody.
So even although I'm predominantly in kind of the premium section of Frankie's, people tag me in the normal Discord anyway. You know, there's kind of there's no divide, I would say. Well, for me, there's no divide really. You kind of, if people tag me in kind of the normal Discord or whatever, kind of could be in any of the Discords that I'm in, Frankie's, Alexo's, kind of happy to help where I can.
Yeah, and that's the Givers Gain ethos. So we appreciate that. There's definitely a match there. We knew that from very early, you and I did. So it's fun to see. I wish the Nomad Dad and Letitia and Vlad were still here with us, but maybe one day we'll all hook back up.
Yeah, we need to.
Hey,
cool, man.
Darron, I have one question. How did the name come out? Darron Does Things. How did you come up with that one?
It was weird. I think actually one of I wanted to start like a small, like random YouTube channel, just me doing DIY or kind of, obviously I had the channel, but obviously it's kind of in the background now, kind of don't do a whole lot. And one of my friends was like, my friend is a graphic designer who designed my kind of backgrounds and stuff. He was like, oh, well, he basically suggested. So it was a friend kind of trying to find something that works, but doing things is obviously kind of in reality now what I'm doing trading, working, DIY, sport.
Yeah, you're doing things.
I love it.
So it definitely fits.
So it's just kind of, it had a good ring to it with all the different kind of stuff that I was doing or kind of could do.
Well, we appreciate you, brother. So we're gonna transition out of the TA segment here. We've got a few other things to hit real quick, but we appreciate you stopping in, taking the time, and joining
Sure.
us here on Billy Goat Tales, man.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks, Billy.
Yeah, bro. All right, guys. Man, this has been fire, TA. Pollo, you got any piece on the TA before we?
Actually, I just had a good suggestion for the DGens out there. I'm a coin market cap guy, but I did see something on CoinGecko that caught my interest. The reason why I caught my interest, and I'll just share real quick because this will be fast.
Yeah, man.
Is they're on CoinGecko now, right? You will notice that they have a new little section, and it is called. Here we go. Let me share this. Give me 1 second, guys. Share. Okay. All right. I'm sharing now, right? Okay. Yeah. So
Yep. We got
you'll
you.
notice that you have a pump.fun ecosystem. Now, for those people who don't know, pump.fun is just an easy way for someone to create a meme coin. But if you're looking for one of those, those plays where you want to try to get in on something, if you go to the CoinGecko, and if it loads up, you can see all the different coins that they have on pump.fun. And you can look for, for volume and stuff like that. But, if you're looking for a little DGen play, yeah, you can find it right here. And I thought that was a nice little add-on that they did, just so, for those people. I personally don't play in this world. I mean, like I said, I'm trading GOAT right now, but I will say that if you're looking to find some of these, these crazy memes, this is a nice little tool that you can use, and you can see the chain that it's on. You can see volume, kind of like an easy, if you're just looking for something, and then you can jump onto a deck screener and get your deck's rankings and all that. So just a little research tool for those people who are not aware of it.
Oh, Dave.
To their tools.
Dave's dogs went nuts again. Love it. No, hey, Pollo, that's fire, man. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that part. I didn't, I go to CoinGecko all the time.
Just something. Yeah, and it was dumb luck because I was trying to compare something, and I saw that. So, for all those people who do that, like I said, I don't, but I know a lot of people are doing that. So, if you're doing a little research and you want to see what something's, pumping, that's a nice little tool for you to use. So, just wanted to throw that out there for everybody.
I know
Hey, it's
fine.
live TV. What can you expect? You know what I'm saying? This is live TV.
That's why we call it Sunday Bloopers, baby. Yeah. So you never know what you're going to get.
I see Piano Matty B jumped into the chat. Thanks for showing up, Piano Matty B. Let's go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
man. That's awesome. It's great that he's supporting us. It's just wonderful.
So I had a question for the chat and for Billy. Have you voted yet, or do you do early vote, or are you an election?
There was early voting. I didn't do it. I'm voting Tuesday. So yeah, Tuesday's our vote like everybody else. So what I found here where I'm at is most people early vote. So the lines on Tuesday are not that bad, really at all. So I just go on Tuesday and cast my vote then.
Yeah, I early voted already, and there was no line at all. I was in and out just like that. And then I went back in and did it again, and one more time, and then I did it again. No, I'm just kidding. We have to have ID here in Texas, so I don't know about all those other places.
Yeah, we have to have ID here too. And also one of the state amendments that's on the ballot, because I've already scoped out the ballot to make sure I know what I'm voting for and who I'm voting for. But one of the state law changes in South Carolina is to ensure that that you have to have you got to be an American citizen, U.S. American citizen, and you have to have an ID. They already have the ID part, but they added the language about being a U.S. citizen. which I thought was really cool. I mean, you shouldn't participate in our voting if you're not an American citizen.
Yeah,
I mean, it used to be common sense, but now I guess you got to make that a law. But I get
you
it.
know how I know I felt old because when we got to the like when I'm when I finally got to the actual like when I parked, it was very different because I've never seen so much like advertising. Like I think I had a stack of flyers like this big by the time like from me parking and getting to the actual voting area, I was given like 10 different flyers of political and stuff like that. But what I will say is the line was quick. I just never seen so much like music and bar like it was that's what was different. And then I felt my age because when I got there, everybody's showing their ID, and I pulled out my voter card, and then, and she's like, "Oh, that's nice," and she just scanned it, and I was like, oh, "Okay, so at least I'm not like the only one," because I felt weird because I saw everybody showing their ID. But yeah, man, I still have a voter card. I don't know if that's still a thing, but yeah, I got one.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I still have a voter card from the way old days. Right. But one thing I can say, since I was 18 years old, I have voted in every single presidential election. So that run, I'm going to, unless I'm dead or in a hospital bed, can't vote, I'm going to keep that run going. I always felt that was, if you're going to complain, you at least have to vote. Some people don't think that, but I think that. So, and certainly I'm not always right, but that's kind of how I've always viewed it. So yeah, sometimes I complain, right? So I want to make sure that I can at least say, hey, I voted, right? So
of course.
And a lot of people don't know I ran for office. I mean, I was elected to city council and had to go through the whole local community election process, and it's kind of crazy, even at a local level. The paperwork you have to do, the information you have to submit, the campaign signs, getting a little team of people together. Of course, the smaller the city, the easier it is. The bigger the city, the harder it is. And of course, in the state side and then the federal side. So didn't ever make it to state level. Thought about running for a state rep position at one time. Decided better against that. But I was elected council, and then I was president of council for 2.5 years, and it's interesting, very interesting. It's kind of funny you're in this community your whole life. Everybody knows you, know your family, and they know what you stand for. They just know who you are and how you think about things. And as soon as you're in that position of power, people turn, man. People turn. It's like I haven't changed, never changed who I was, never changed how I thought about things, never changed how I solved problems, never changed how I communicated with people. But people change, and it was very at that point in time. I was in my early 30s, and it was like, wow, man, like this dude hates me. I used to bowl with him, and now he hates me. So it's kind of interesting how all that, and it always bothered me when people said, everyone runs for office, and they might be a good person, and they might be honorable and honest, but as soon as they get in, they become part of the problem. And man, I always hated that, because like the system turns them, right? Well, the system.
I think we lost. Did we lose Billy?
So yeah, good.
We lost you for a second there. Oh, well, I did at least.
Yep, I got him. I lost him too, so it looks like he's a little bit frozen up.
Am I frozen still?
Not anymore.
Wait, I see you moving around now.
All right, sorry.
You know what's interesting? Because they were talking. There was a couple of ballot issues and ballot boxes found on the side of the roads and ballot boxes spontaneously combusting. I wonder. I mean, can you imagine if they did voting on the blockchain? I mean, I don't know how, like the in or outs, because like I said, I'm not a blockchain specialist, but wouldn't that resolve a lot of those problems? Because it was funny because I was hearing a space with Elon and he was saying, no, you got to go back to just paper ballots and no more machines. And I was like, man, I don't know about that. Like I didn't get the logic behind that. So, but I find that interesting, you know. And like I said, a lot of the fundamental stuff about blockchain, I still, you know, we haven't gotten that adoption for just, you know, like I said, you know, a lot of stuff is kind of like like a startup company, you know, great concept, you know, but waiting for that execution. But I mean, if we know that you can track everything on the blockchain, doesn't that make sense? I mean, what do you think? What do you think, Dave? What do you think, Billy? Like, doesn't it make sense to use that out of all things for you know, for elections where you can track and verify everything?
I think it sounds like a good idea, but I bet it can't handle that many transactions at once. I don't think it's there yet.
Well, which blockchain, right? So
Any of them. I don't think there's any of them that can handle it. I don't think right now. I mean, we're talking a very, very, very small fraction of the U.S. population that even uses it, right? And so if you're talking about everybody that's on, I don't know. I don't know the numbers, but I don't think that it can handle the transactions at where it's at right now.
I think we'll get there. Like Caspa,
Yeah, I think we'll get there.
Caspa could get there with the speed and the large volume that they can handle. A couple of years, 2-3 years, I think we'd get there. But to answer your question, I think it's absolutely perfect for voting, right? I mean,
Well,
it's
there's
like,
also the transaction fee, so somebody's going to have to cover that, and there's legalities with people paying for
right?
different things like that.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely designed for that, because think about all the money that's made on election night for advertisements. And you're sitting there watching the ticker and you're wondering what's going on. And you're watching all those commercials. They're probably never going to let that happen because it's a massive, it's like the Super Bowl, basically. Now in America, like people have watch parties for the presidential election. If you back when I was in my 20s, yeah, I voted, but I wasn't going to sit around the TV and watch who's going to win. In my 20s, 30s, or 40s, I probably would have. Even my 50s, I have never done that. So, but there are people that do that now. That's how crazy it is in the election. And so our Tuesday space is going to be crypto oriented. We're not really going to be talking about what side you're on, and we don't care. That's up to you. But we're really going to talk about the impact of that on the crypto space, of the election on the crypto space. So that's going to be fun. We're going to see if we can stream that, at least have one of the stations on video on our X space, because you can do video on X now, not through the YouTube channel, but we want to keep our X space just solely X. And we'll keep the YouTube space. We'll be able to stream to, of course, X now and also YouTube. But we want to keep our X space kind of holy and sacred and keep it with just X, because it's done really good for us. We don't want to mess with something that's done really good for us. So,
yeah, and I feel strongly that X is the new YouTube. I think that once they get the kinks worked out and they get it to where you can monetize videos and it's a more convenient, user-friendly interface where you can chat and you can do all that stuff, I think it's going to surpass YouTube by far. I mean, because you see creators like Tiffany Fong, even without the video, posting that she made 11 grand in 2 weeks and she made $150 on our YouTube. So, I mean, it's a big deal. It's a huge difference.
Yeah, I agree. But that's interesting concept, Polo.
Yeah, and interesting comments in the chat. I mean, guys, come to the space. RMT, Trade Intuition. I like what you guys are putting there. I'm not an expert, so like I said, it's just a thought that I had, and Darren too. But yeah, interesting things. You know, I'd like to think blockchain solves everything, right? But at the end of the day, you know, there's still it's still very early, you know. So we need to. I love to see the ideas, you know, and the concepts, and then hopefully one day, you know, we can see those, you know, the flourishing and can see those concepts come into, you know, into actual the words leaving my mind, to practice, like,
Yeah.
from concept to actual delivery of that concept,
Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of blockchain, let's take a look at the bubbles real. I'm always trying to stay up with what's happening, right? So let's take a look. Here we are on the monthly. SPX since the beginning of the show, man. Remember, it wasn't at 200. That's crazy.
What even is SPX?
Well, let's click on it and find out, right? I have no rank number 93. If anybody in the chat knows, maybe Darren knows, or Retro Mike or somebody like that, but I can go to let's see here.
DDT saying it's a meme.
Oh, it's a meme. Look at this.
I just laugh at like how these memes are just ripping.
These things are. I mean, it's down a little bit, but it's ripping, man. It's just crazy.
4,000% gain in a year. That's just so crazy, so crazy.
Yeah, it is absolutely nuts. Let's see here. I know when it's wide like this, you guys can't really see it, but for me, until I get all this set up correctly, we're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm sorry, so sorry, but yeah, it was up to almost 78 cents, I'd guess, and so it has retraced. It's down like 73.44 right now. But I just keep, when I watch it on the bubbles, man, I'm like, wow. Let's see here. A second. Yeah. So stop sharing that. Yeah. So what else do we got, guys? We do have some great plans for the future for our YouTube show here. We are working on establishing some type of a format that you guys can get familiar with, and a start time. Right now, we've been starting somewhere between 4:30 and 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to cement that in for you so everybody can know when to show up. We understand your time is valuable, and we want to make sure that you can plan for it. But we do appreciate everybody taking the time to jump in from all around the world, man. Darren coming on like that, he didn't have to do that, and I really appreciate that. And thanks to you, Dave. I asked Darren, but I know your relationship with Darren is great, and all those connections help us get these fine people that are working hard to help themselves to get out here in the YouTube space and the X space and share their message, because we have some really good gems in our community, and whatever I can do to help expose them. So, some of these creators just don't want to pass the baton, or at least share the baton. And I'm not that guy. I can tell you that. Whatever we can do to help people get in front of other people and help them help other people make money and be in the crypto space and learn, I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. So
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Darren's good people, man. And just to everybody that's out there that's still with us, all the viewers, if there's we're looking to have conversations with a lot of folks, whether they're in crypto or they're in another space that overlaps in your life some way. So if you guys are in those communities and you know somebody that you think would be somebody good that we could have a conversation with and that we can learn a lot from, we're open to suggestions. So my DMs are open. You could see down at the bottom of my name there, I'm _ Dave Digital. So you can DM me right there on X. And we would love to have conversations with anybody. And so with a community like this, I know there's people that we don't think of that you guys think of, and we definitely want to talk to them. So keep that in mind. Help us out. Put the word out. If you know somebody, if you're into the communities, just let me know, and we can make that connection.
Yeah, and then we're humbled. Remember, we know we're community driven. So we want to make sure that everybody understands that we're gonna stay true to that. We're gonna keep on trying to make sure that we can find you guys who can help you in your life journey, crypto mindset. I'm not gonna say too much, Billy. Okay, I'm not gonna say too much.
You're good, man. You're good.
But what I will say is, we're gonna keep on with the community. So you guys are all part of this, you know. So don't, if you ever want to come on or you want to come and ask somebody questions, you're always welcome.
And I would just say this whole Billy Goat Tales journey is not about Crypto Billy. It's about Dave Digital. It's about Crypto Polio, Biomax, Jimmy, Alexandra, Andy, Redman. Redman's not here today, but it's about the team, and it's about you, our community. So we appreciate you taking the time out of your day and spending it with us. With that, peace out. We'll catch you next time on Billy Goat Tales.
Cluck, cluck, everybody.
Givers gain. Spread the hashtag, y'all.